Hey there gang, welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa, this is my workshop. So we're going to shoot some Kaleido clear gloss varnish onto our 37 street rod, okay? Now, the thing that I'm kind of looking for to see if I can do this is I wanted to see if the gloss varnish, and the lighting here is not good, so I'm going to show this to you again over at the paint booth. But this was shot with 2K clear, and I'm looking to see if I can get the Kaleido gloss varnish to look like 2K clear. So let's take a look at this again over at the paint booth, and let's see. Okay, hang on. Okay, so this is a Chrysler 300 that I did a while ago. This is done in a lacquer paint. This is actually Mr. Metallic green lacquer. All right, and you can see that this has kind of a nice finish to it, okay? Now, this was done with 2K clear. This was Ammo by MIG 2K clear, and this is the finish that we got on this car, okay? So what I want to do is for the 37 street rod, I want to use the Kaleido acrylic gloss varnish and see if we can get the same type of finish with this, okay? So here is our 37 street rod right there, okay? And that's a pretty color. So we're going to see if we can get a finish that is similar to that Chrysler 300, okay? So hang on. Okay, so we're back over here at the bench, and I am going to mix this, all right? The notes that I have in my recipe book call for this Kaleido gloss acrylic varnish to be mixed with just a little bit of the retarder thinner, okay? That's what it says, just a little bit. So I'm not going to give you a specific measurement simply because the research that I got back from Kaleido said to just add a little bit. So I'm going to probably put in, I don't know, maybe 3 drops or so of this retarder thinner, okay? So the other thing is you have to make sure that you shake this really well, okay? Again, as per the instructions, that's what it says. So I'm gonna do that. Shake this well, turn it upside down, okay? Make sure that's shaken up real well. What I do is I don't usually use the top to pour into my mixing cup. What I usually do is I will take the top off, okay, and I will use my pipette, and I will just put some in here, okay? I'm not measuring this out right now according to, you know, the measurements on the pipette. I'm just grabbing some and putting it in there, okay? With that amount of volume in there, okay, I'm going to add about 3 or so drops of the retarder thinner, okay? So hang on one second while I do that. Okay, now I have a whole bunch in there, but again, I'm only going to put a couple of drops in here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I got a 4th drop in there. Okay, so 4 drops, and then I'm going to just use the same pipette, stir that up real well. Okay, and I think we will be ready to go with that, okay? The other thing is the instructions call for your PSI to be lowered to between 15 and 20. So I've lowered the PSI on my compressor. I think I'm running at about 18 right now, and it also says to use either a 0.3 or a 0.5 needle. I think I'm going to go with my Aventus, okay, airbrush, and I have a 4.5 needle in here, so that should work fine, all right? So let's head back over to the booth and let's get going. Okay, gang, so we're going to get ready to shoot this 37 street rod, okay? Before we do, let me just give a little bit of love to my sponsor, okay? And you can get 10% off of all the gallery airbrushes and Kaleido paints with that discount code right there, all right? And on Amazon up until May 31st, you can use that discount code, all right, for the same thing. Kaleido paints and gallery airbrushes and products, okay? And let me quickly give you my email. If you have any questions or you want a shop card, there is my email address right there, okay? So, if you'll remember, I've said before you start painting, or in this case using a top coat, go over things with your anti-static brush, all right? And my friend Roland Ron said you can use bounce on any brush and it will turn it into an anti-static brush. Okay, so just go over this. Make sure you're free of any contaminants or hairs or anything. Okay, as I mentioned, I'm going with the Aventus with a 4.5 needle, and I am at 18 psi on my compressor. All right, so let's get going. Okay, test shot. There we go, and I'm going to come in here lightly. All right. Very lightly, and keeping this thing moving, all right? Keeping it moving. I'm going to let that sit for just a second. I'm going to show you something here. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. In fact, let me move this out of the way entirely, and let me show you something. Okay? All right. If you come in too close and you linger and you start to go slowly, what will happen, this isn't really being picked up on camera very well, but it'll begin to pool. All right, I don't know if you can see that. All right, and then it'll start to run. Okay, so that's why I'm saying keep this thing moving. Okay, you don't want this thing to start pooling on you. Okay, so that sat for a couple of seconds. Now I'm pulling back on the trigger just a little bit more, again making sure that I keep this moving. I'm sorry, I'm out of frame, I think. Okay, can you see that okay now? I think I'm back in frame now. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Okay, and I got my panel liner in there, so that will all be sealed. Okay. All right, and we're going to throw this right into the dehydrator. All right. Turn this around for you so you can see, and I did the fenders and so forth already. And when you do this sort of thing, I've got the hood back there. Don't forget to do little things like that, okay? I have done that before, where I've done the car body and forgot to do the hood. Okay, so that's in the dehydrator, and we are off and ready to go, okay? Okay, back down here at the paint bench, and I'm going to take my leftover. I'm going to just put it back into the cup, all right? So after this has come out of the dehydrator, if I feel that I want to shoot it again, I've got my leftover right there, okay? Let's quickly clean this out, all right? Okay, back over here at the paint booth, okay, we dumped out our remaining gloss varnish, okay? You can see a little bit down there, and you know what I do is I like to take a Q-tip and just get that excess out of there, okay? All right, there we go. All right, that's not excess, that's glare. Okay, so now I'm going to take my thinner, all right, and I am going to simply put that in there. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to dump some of that in there, okay? Now, typically what I do is I will put in usually about a quarter of a cup or so of my thinner or my whatever I'm using to clean it. I went a little bit heavier this time. I went up to about a half a cup. No reason, it just dumped in that much. So, and I'm just going to let this run through, okay? That's all I'm going to do, let that run through. All right. Just about getting there. Okay. And I'm doing this in real time to show you that it doesn't take a great deal of time to clean out your airbrush. Okay. Okay, and that should do it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump in just a little bit more, and I'm going to let it run a second time. Okay. And now this is down, about a quarter. Again, I overfilled it. Again, just dumped it and got a little bit more in there than I had wanted. But now I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to put that right over the end, and I'm going to backflow. Can you see that? I'm backflowing it. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to dump it. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit more in there again, and I'm going to backflow it again. Okay. And then because this is a water-based retarder for an acrylic, I can run just plain water through here. All right, so now I'm just running water. That's it, just water. Okay, gonna put a little bit more in a second time, shoot it through. Okay, I'm gonna go in a third time, and then I'm gonna put my finger over the front and let the water backflow through there. Then I'm gonna dump it. Okay, and our airbrush should be nice and clean at this point. Okay, here's another thing. I like to clean out this nozzle in here. Okay, I don't want to go in there with a toothpick or something like that. I'm going to take an old brush, all right, and I'm going to go right in there and just go around the inside like that. Okay, that way it will not damage the needle or anything like that. And that's basically it. All right, not a big deal to clean out your airbrush at all. Okay, so with that, I'm going to put this on pause and wait for this dehydrator to run through its cycle, and we'll see what we get, okay? Okay, gang, so we're out of the dehydrator with our Kaleido Gloss Varnish, and we've got a pretty nice shine on there, okay? Let's take a look at what else we have here. This is the fenders and so forth, okay? That looks like it came out pretty nice. Okay, let's check the hood. All right, and let's compare. Okay, and I think we have a shine that's not too shabby. Okay, so the Kaleido Gloss Varnish does what I think is a pretty darn good job. Okay, let's head back over to the bench. Okay, gang, we're back over here at the bench, and I just wanted to show you the Tester's dull coat that I had mentioned that I had used on this chrome tree. Okay, and again, here is the headlight bezels and the gauge cluster that I did not use the dull coat on. You can see the difference between how shiny that is and the dull appearance of the rest of this chrome tree, okay? And that was the Tester's dull coat, all right? And that was shot through the airbrush, by the way. Another thing I want to clarify, and I may not have been clear on this, we were talking about washes and mixing the paint at a ratio of 10 to 1. It's 10 parts thinner to 1 part paint. And when I discussed that with you, I showed you these seats, and I used that wash actually on just this line right here. This was not done in a wash. That's Kaleido Magenta, and the wash was only used for these straight lines going across. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that as well. I don't want you to go in with a wash and try to go over these wings on the seat. Okay, it's not going to work out too well for you. Let me show you something else really quickly. I mentioned how the Tamiya panel line comes in different colors. And, while the street rod was in the dehydrator, I was waiting for that to dry, and I was kind of sitting over here playing with this. And I'm wondering if I can get this to a point where I could actually use it as a rust color. Now, I was playing with it, and I got some of that. Let me see, where is it now? I'm looking through the camera, like right in here. I put a little bit of it. It wasn't really here, right over here too. Okay, the color is there, but it wasn't really giving me the same kind of capillary action that I was expecting. All right, it kind of just sat there. Now I mixed it 1-to-1 with water. Just because I was sitting here, the water was there. This is an enamel, so that really was not the correct thinning agent to use with this. So I do have mineral spirits, and for those of you who perhaps don't know, what you would use for enamel is either enamel thinner or mineral spirits. Okay, so I'm going to try and play with this, use maybe some mineral spirits or maybe enamel thinner, and see what I can do with this as far as using it as a rust color, okay, or for rust and patina effects like you see here. Okay, these were done with the Tamiya weathering kit. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for right now, and I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see all of you in the next video.